In the realm of storytelling, grasping the structure of a plot is absolutely crucial for understanding how narratives unfold and captivate readers. It's like understanding the blueprints of a building before appreciating its architecture, providing a framework for everything else.
Precisely, and this narrative arc, with its distinct stages from exposition to resolution, forms the backbone of nearly every short story we analyze. We'll be dissecting exactly how each of these components contributes to the overall impact and meaning of a piece.
Beyond the plot's journey, we'll also delve deeply into characterization, exploring the distinctions between direct and indirect methods authors employ to reveal personality. Understanding these techniques is key to interpreting motivations and character development.
And we'll differentiate between dynamic characters who evolve and static ones who remain unchanged, examining how these choices affect their roles in the story. The nuances of round versus flat characters also offer vital insights into realism and depth.
Furthermore, the various forms of conflict, both external struggles against outside forces and internal battles within a character's mind, are essential drivers of plot progression. Recognizing these opposing forces helps us understand the stakes involved.
Finally, we'll touch upon point of view and the subtle power of irony, examining how the narrative lens and unexpected disparities shape our perception and engagement with the text. These elements are vital for complex literary analysis. The structure of that short story unit exam sounds well thought out. There are different components, like the plot arc identification and matching definitions, right?
Yes, the structure includes various components summing up to 25 marks. It's interesting how short answer questions require a PEE paragraph for full marks. Quite a systematic approach.
Absolutely. The PEE format really encourages students to provide point, evidence, and explanation, making it a robust way to analyze literary elements.
Speaking of literary elements, the plot arc or narrative arc is fundamental. It contains 6 main parts. Can you break them down a bit?
Sure, it all begins with the exposition, where crucial background details like the setting, main characters, and context are introduced. That's foundational for understanding the story.
Exactly. Then comes the inciting incident, which introduces the central conflict. It's fascinating how one event can set off a chain reaction within the narrative.
Right. Following that, the rising action kicks in. This phase comprises escalating events that build suspense, ultimately leading to the climax. They act like stairs, leading us toward that peak moment.
And then there's the climax, the story's turning point. This is where all that built-up tension culminates, and it's pivotal because it determines how the ensuing events unfold.
Definitely. After the climax, we enter the falling action, which slows things down and starts tying up loose ends before heading toward resolution.
Finally, the resolution brings closure by resolving the main conflict. It's a satisfying way to conclude the journey for both characters and readers.
Absolutely, and shifting gears slightly to characterization, authors use different techniques to reveal character personalities. How would you describe direct versus indirect characterization?
Direct characterization is when the author tells us straight up what a character is like saying someone is kind-hearted. It keeps things straightforward.
Right. Indirect characterization, on the other hand, reveals traits through actions, thoughts, and dialogue. This requires readers to piece together clues about the character.
Exactly. Using the Steele method can help analyze indirect characterization effectively. Each letter stands for a different way to uncover character depth.
Yep. Speech, thoughts, effect on others, actions, and looks all contribute valuable insights. The depth it adds to characters can't be underestimated.
And what about dynamic versus static characters? This distinction can really influence the story's emotional depth.
Dynamic characters change significantly over the course of the story, gaining depth and complexity, while static characters remain unchanged. It adds contrast and can reflect certain themes.
Absolutely. And then you have round versus flat characters. Round characters are well developed, while flat ones tend to have limited traits. They serve different purposes.
Exactly. A flat character can represent a specific stereotype or serve as a foil, while round characters often drive the narrative forward with their complexities.
Conflict is another essential element of stories. Can you explain external and internal conflicts with examples?
Of course, external conflicts involve struggles between a character and an outside force, like character versus character or character versus nature. Internal conflict is more personal, like character versus self.
That's a clear distinction. Sometimes, a character might face a moral dilemma that shapes their development. It's fascinating how such struggles drive narratives.
Certainly. Now let's talk about point of view. The narration style really influences how a story is perceived. What are your thoughts on first-person versus third-person perspectives?
First-person POV allows for deep emotional connection as readers experience events through a character's eyes. In contrast, third-person limited provides more distance but can focus on one character's journey.
Exactly. Then there's third-person omniscient, where the narrator has access to multiple characters' thoughts and feelings, offering a broader view of the story.
Right, and let's not forget third-person objective. The narrator only reports actions and dialogue, much like a camera capturing scenes, without delving into inner thought.
Perfect. Point of view gives so much depth to storytelling and affects how much the reader connects with the characters. Irony also plays a significant role in that connection.
Indeed, irony reveals discrepancies between appearance and reality, whether through verbal, situational, or dramatic irony. It adds complexity and often humor or reflection.
Right. Verbal irony might see a character say one thing but mean another, while situational irony might lead readers to expect one outcome only for something completely different to happen.
Dramatic irony is particularly interesting because it creates tension by revealing information that the characters do not know, but the audience does.
Absolutely. Those layers of meaning add richness to narratives. Alongside that, terms like theme and mood help convey the author's messages and emotions effectively.
Yes, themes represent the core message the author intends to communicate, while mood reflects the atmosphere evoked in the reader by the text.
And don't forget about symbols. They can represent larger ideas beyond their literal meaning in a story.
Exactly. For instance, a dove often symbolizes peace. It's fascinating how objects or actions can carry deeper meanings.
And tone reflects the author's attitude, whether serious or humorous. It's essential in shaping reader perceptions too.
Indeed. Lastly, foreshadowing is such a clever technique authors use to hint at future events, creating anticipation in readers. It's like planting seeds for future understanding.
Absolutely. All these elements contribute to rich storytelling and show the intricate craft of writing. Summarizing everything we've covered will surely benefit students preparing for their exam.
Yes, understanding plot structure, characterization, conflict types, point of view, irony, and other key literary terms lays a strong foundation for analysis. It's all interconnected.
Exactly. Mastery of these concepts not only helps in exams, but also enriches one's appreciation of literature. Building analytical skills is such an exciting journey.
To wrap things up, grasping these literary elements prepares students for success within their unit exam and enhances their overall literary understanding.